Okay, everybody. Hello. My name is Flash Notion. We are on My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 14. And the war seems to be over. The heroes have all but lost. And they are fucked up. They have been beaten and stabbed, and, some of them seem to be dead. Maybe. It's unclear how many casualties there are exactly. Both civilian and hero. We know that Gigantomachia carved a trench through Japan on his way to the battlefield. So that didn't do anyone any favors. Dabi's video is certainly making waves. Endeavor not going to get a warm reception after all of this, especially since he failed to capture the bad guy. Because, All for One is taking Shigaraki's body and leaving, along with the Nomu, and there's no one able to stop him at the moment. So I have a feeling that a lot of this episode is going to be just wrapping up and figuring out who's alive, who's dead, who is grievously injured. That's kind of where we're at. Let's see if my worst fears come true in this episode, shall we? So we will go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, and play. Well, there it is. The first half of the things that I knew. Midnight is dead. Yeah. Honestly, it's sad, but I don't care. I know that's harsh. That is super harsh, but of all the potential teacher characters that they could have gotten rid of, I don't care about Midnight. She never really struck a chord with me. I never was invested in her as a character or in any sort of relationship she might have had with the students. I mostly viewed her as a gag character. She was there to make fun of the concept of, female heroes being over-sexualized. And, that's fun. That is a great concept. I love that concept. And there was so much that could have been done with it. But in this series, where they oftentimes embrace the idea of over-sexualizing female heroes, even the young ones, it just kind of falls flat, and there was nothing actually done with it. The closest we came to doing something with it was also a gag, a background gag, more or less, of Midnight and Mount Lady doing a talk show interview debate type thing. I know in the manga it was just a little extra story, and they used it for the opening of an episode, I want to say in season 2 or season 3, one of those. But it wasn't a, I don't care. It sucks that she's gone, and it sucks that UA lost a teacher, and it sucks that the students lost someone that they knew. But I, as an audience member, don't give a shit. which sucks to say. Because, like, I want to give a shit. Frankly, I care more that Majestic died because he had an established, like, bit of a relationship is the wrong word, but, like, he was, he was Momo's, work study person, and therefore, like, Momo cared about him and wanted to, learn from him and whatnot, and he was way better than the snake hair lady. Also, he had really cool powers. So, like, yeah, sucks that he died. I care more about that than about Midnight dying, which, yeah, sucks to say. Other than that, okay, episode was mostly a recap. The new stuff. So they suspected Hawks, apparently. Or, well, maybe not Hawks himself, but, like, they knew that somebody was a spy, which is kind of crazy, because, like, how did they know? I don't know. Chairwoman's dead. Again, don't give a shit. She really did seem like an utter bitch with what she forced Hawks to do and whatnot. I'm glad that the tired guy's still alive. He's a fun character to keep recurring. And yeah, just that whole scene with the Redestro copy, like, again, they refer to Destro as his father, which is so weird, because, like, I could have sworn that the idea was that Destro was, like, his great times 1,000 grandpa, basically, from, like, the dawn of Quirks as a issue. Like, I thought the original Destro was, like, around when All for One was first gaining power. I thought he was that old, but maybe I guess I was wrong. Like, and either that or somehow Redestro is a lot older than he looks. Because, like, regular Destro died pretty young, didn't he? So, I don't know. It doesn't make any goddamn sense to me for Destro to be his father instead of, distant ancestor. But, yeah. Whatever. That whole scenario was pretty cool. The thing with Ochako, like, she's finally getting to do her stuff as a rescue hero. So I mean, that's pretty cool, but also just like, yeah, it's too much. I get it. I get it. Like, good lord, it's a bigger disaster more than likely than Camino Ward or Daika City, and, like, it's the third disaster of its type to happen within the span of, like, what, 6 months, a year at most. I mean, definitely more a year, but, like, when did it all happen? Right? Like, I'm trying to think. It's a little bit hard to tell, but, like, because, yeah, Camino War happened right after their trip, which I thought it was, like, their summer vacation. When does that happen for Japan? Does it happen, like, halfway through the year for, like, does it separate school years, or is it, like, in the middle of school years? I don't know. It's weird. But, I mean, that itself also happened right after their midterms, their midterm final exam. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then it's halfway through the year, and then they went back to schooling. They had the work studies and whatnot, and then Daika City would have been not quite 4 months previously, maybe like 2 or 3 months. I'm guessing about 3 months. Excuse me. So yeah, it just in probably about 6 months, this is the third city destroying incident that these heroes have had to clean up, and if this is the worst one, yeah, it would drive pretty much anyone to quit their job. Like I can't even imagine it. Like yeah, imagine you're going about your job, relatively normal, low stress. Then all of a sudden, within 6 months, you have three major incidents. Like half your coworkers disappear, either die or quit or whatever. Your entire profession gets disgraced multiple times on live TV. Like, and now, oh my God, yeah, no, I get it. That guy, like, if he can't handle it, he can't handle it. I mean, it's kind of shitty of him to just, quit right in the middle of when he's most needed. Like, wait until afterwards, but, like, it makes sense that he's ready to quit. And I doubt he's alone, which sucks even more. Because, like, it'd be one thing if, public opinion turned against a lot of the heroes, but the heroes stayed doing their job. But now, public opinion is turning against the heroes. The heroes are ready to just call it quits because this shit is way too fucking hard. And, the ones that aren't going to call it quits are the ones who are the most injured at this point and the most reviled among the public. So, like, why the fuck did I use that word, by the way? Like, that's just... I don't know. Like, my mind... Like, even in my own mind, I was saying the ones most hated by the public and then reviled. It just popped out of my mouth. It's like, what the fuck? Why am I talking like that? I don't know. I guess too much listening to All for One. Because that's kind of how he talks, isn't it? Like, fancy words like that. But yeah, like, the heroes least likely to quit are the ones who are the most fucked up at this point. So, yeah, the entire situation is falling apart. And, of course, the students, losing the heroes that they care about, they're going to be very discouraged. And something is up with that report, and it not including Deku and them's actions. As well as just, the intro. Maybe, I remember back when the third movie, before I watched that one, I'd heard I'd heard talk about Deku going on the run and turning vigilante. And I thought it was about the events of that movie. And, like, the first half of that movie kind of, like, went with that a little bit. But then it just didn't do anything with it. I wonder if it might not have, like, crossed streams a little bit. Cross-contamination spoilers, so to speak. With stuff from later in this season. Because, like... It certainly, like, he had on a backpack and he was, like, running away. That's what was going on with Deku right there. So, like, I don't know, and then, like, that purple hair lady, who I swear her name is Lady Nagant or something like that. I have heard her name before, I have seen her picture before, I know she's popular. With the manga people. I don't know why, and I don't know who she is. Like, I don't know if she's a hero or a villain or a vigilante. And, like, I don't know what her relationship is with Deku and them. So, I'm very interested to see where that goes. Yeah. I don't know. Otherwise, again, mostly a recap episode. It really felt like not much happened in this episode. But yeah. Mainly shit just sucks Although, yeah, they did confirm it at the end. It's time to go get All for One's real body out of Tartarus. I don't know why. I don't know what benefit that's going to have. Also, like, it kind of, like, totally threw me off there a second, because it seemed like they were saying that, oh, yeah, no, All for One in Tartarus, he has no idea what's been going on outside, and, you know, he's not connected to Shigaragi's body actually at all. That's just a copy, but no, it really is him somehow, like fully mentally connected to a body that is all the way across the country. Don't know how, but that's the case apparently, and it's definitely freaking Spinner out. Like, you can see it. I do have to question. Compress put Dabi and Skeptic into those marbles, and I don't know. Oh my god, people, your fucking motorcycles do not need to sound like that. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking obnoxious. Right. So, I'm wondering if Dabi and Skeptic can get out of those marbles without Compress being there. Because if not, they're going to be in there a while. And I still have questions of, like, are they conscious in there? Because that seems to be what Compress implied in the last episode, and that's... I don't know. I don't know. Either way, yeah, mostly recap, so no reason to really dwell on it. I guess that's going to be it for this time. I'm a bit sad. I kind of wanted to talk more, but there's nothing to talk about. So I will see you all in the next one, and until then, bye-bye.